Okay. I found the quotes from Julie Becker over at Slaton ISD. And I just wanted to go through them one more time for those who maybe didn't hear about it the first time. Julie Becker, who I guess could not be found yesterday to give quotes, so instead the assistant superintendent went out. Here was the original story from the AJ. Slaton Superintendent Julie Becker confirmed that Slaton has not filed a formal complaint with the UIL in regard to the incident. She told the AJ, quote, "In some ways, this is a bigger deal than the UIL." She told the AJ, quote, "I believe that we are a microcosm in schools of greater society." Becker said of the incident, which was first reported by the Slatonite, "That's what we are. The symptoms of racism, they run deep." The Idalou superintendent issued an apology. He said that the chanting will not be allowed to continue at games because of the perception it creates. Becker gave this quote to the AJ about the chant USA, USA. "Parents were talking with each other, and because of reading the news and knowing what has happened in San Antonio and other places, I had an understanding of what it was." The superintendent of Slaton ISD. She knew what was going on, not the parents. The parents had no idea what was going on, but she, the superintendent Julie Becker of Slaton ISD, far smarter than anybody else, having read the news, she knew what was going on. Quote, "Parents were talking with each other, and because of reading the news and knowing what has happened in San Antonio and other places, I had an understanding of what it was," Becker said. "I know that I can't speak for the Idalou side, that they really understood. I don't know that the adults understood, but I know that those students did." She owes an apology to Idalou. Now, will the superintendent of Slaton ISD, who is far smarter than all the parents of Slaton ISD who were at the game, that's according to her, who knew exactly why the Idalou students were chanting USA, because, she reads stuff. She can read good. And so she knew more than everybody else. Will she apologize to the students now? Since the two student bodies have come together and both say that it was a misconception. Now, the students think it was a misconception by the media. It wasn't. It was the leader of Slaton ISD. The Idalou coach, just kind of going through this, said, "I don't know what's going on." Becker said she plans to address the Slaton students and the community about the incident because, quote, "They deserve to know that we won't let it go. We don't tolerate racism in our schools. We are all USA," Becker said. "All of us are." Okay, Julie Becker, when are you going to address Slaton ISD? And when are you going to address Idalou ISD? Because you sent out your assistant superintendent. Now, why did she do that? One has to wonder if she's hiding something. She just wanted to hide in her office. So she sent the assistant superintendent, who himself didn't think anything of the chant. At least according to the AJ, he didn't know what to think about it until they all met together and went, "Oh, it has to be racism." Because Julie Becker, Slaton ISD superintendent, she can read. And she's read where other stories it's been perceived as racism, and she wanted to create a firestorm. Honestly, if I was a parent in Slaton ISD, I'd feel pretty bad about my leadership. I'd feel really bad about the leader of Slaton ISD. That is the person leading. The person who wants to throw down the race card automatically. And wants to teach kids it's perfectly fine to throw down the race card without having any facts, without doing any meetings, just assuming that it's racist and calling kids a bunch of racists. Because you think you know something that everyone else has no idea about. I think she was the only one who thought it was racist. At the end of the day, I think she was the only one. because the students who got together said, we all knew what this was about. We all knew it was a USA chant because Idalou chants at every other game. There's a misconception. That's from Slaton ISD. Kids knew it was. It was the superintendent who wanted it to be a racist deal. That's pretty sad. I wonder how the school board would feel about that. That you've got a superintendent who just wants to call a bunch of kids and Idalou a bunch of racist. Let the healing begin in Slaton ISD. Maybe y'all should find someone to be superintendent who doesn't throw down the race card every chance they get. Let the healing begin.